Hello and welcome to the Gamers Table. It is Monday, and we're reviewing Mr. Jack.
1888, London, Whitechapel District. The night covers the gloomy alleys with a veil of darkness. Jack the Ripper is moving in the shadows. The finest investigators of the Gaslight Age have gathered here to catch him before he uses the darkness to slip away for good. The trap is slowly closing upon him, but Jack is cunning. He is in fact impersonating one of the investigators. Will the others unmask him?
The gist of the game is you're trying to block him from going, and he's trying to get.
Yep.
It's eliminating possibilities until you figured out who Jack is. This game is not easy to win as Jack.
I like this. They have advice here right below that introduction. And it says, before you play your first game, we advise you to read the rules completely.
Yeah, more games need to advise you
that should be in every rule book.
It should be.
So if you take a look at the map here, you'll see in all four corners there is a path leading out. That is where Mr. Jack is trying to get out of the area while everybody's looking for him. And as Ken said, he's going to be impersonating one of the 8 investigators. And you're going to attempt to cruise around the town.
Investigators.
They're both.
Well, those are the innocent cards. These are the actual investigators. Cards, yeah. And you're going to try and figure out which one of them is actually Mr. Jack and which one of them isn't.
So at the start of the game, whoever Mr. Jack is will take all the innocent cards and take one, and they'll look at it. In this case, the police officer, whatever his name is.
The player, obviously.
Well, yeah, you're not going to show the cop. Yeah. But there's one character, Sherlock Holmes. He gets to actually look at one of these on his turn after he moves. So whoever takes that character can, like, if the cops take that character, they can eliminate somebody from the equation. Know for sure that obviously I can't be holding it if you just picked it up.
Yes.
And it's a good idea for Jack to take it, so then there's... Because Jack doesn't know who the cops are going to be revealing either.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like, Jack has got very limited moves because he's got to try and limit you as the cop side from doing that. From every round just going, aha, well, you're not this. Aha, well, you're not this. Aha, well, you're not this. I know who you are now.
Well, there's easier ways. There's much easier ways for the cops to eliminate possibilities.
Yes, but that one is like a guaranteed. I got one for sure.
Yeah.
So at the start of the game, we have 4 cards up each time. There's 8 of them, so you have the opposite 4 or the other 4 on the next turn, and then they'll get shuffled up, and then for the third turn, you'll choose from those 8 again 4 to play, and then it'll just keep going like that through the whole game. Play 2 rounds, shuffle them together, pick 4.
And the reason you're picking 4 of them is because every card at the bottom has a different power that you can activate on your turn.
So on the first round, the cops will pick one of the 4 cards, the characters first to move and use their powers. Then Jack will move 2, and then the cops will move another 1. And then the cops will ask whether Jack can be seen or not. So what if Jack's next to a lamppost or next to another investigator, then he's seen. If Jack is seen, he can't actually leave the Whitechapel district. So Jack not only has to try to get out of being seen, he also has to get out as well, which is not so easy because you're only moving 2 of the 4 investigators each turn, and the cops can easily put some guys in the light and leave some guys in the darkness to help figure out.
So at the end of the first 4 rounds, one of the lamps will be put out. So the chip will be taken off the board, which will make it a little bit easier on Jack to try and hide, so he's not seen all the time. So it gives Jack a slightly better chance in the second half of the game to get away. But by then, the investigators have kind of narrowed down which characters could be Jack and which definitely aren't. So, at the end of the round, the investigators, after all 4 characters have been played out, the person playing the investigator will ask Jack, so is Jack seen or not seen at the moment? And if Jack says he's being seen by someone, you put the light side up, and he cannot escape as long as that side's up. But as soon as at the end of a round, if Jack says he's not seen, you turn it over to the dark side here, and now Jack has a chance to escape.
Assuming this Jack card gets revealed that turn, and
go ahead.
Just a disclaimer: this game is really hard to win as Jack, especially if you're playing with experienced player.
So there are the 8 characters. There's the little tokens. They have starting positions on the board based on something set up in the book, and both of you are taking turns moving them around. Now, when Jack thinks he's got a good chance to escape, he's trying to move characters closer to the edge of the board where he can run away with them. But then the other player is going, stop moving characters to the edge of the board, and moving them back towards the center so you can't get away, which is really freaking annoying.
Not to mention there's all these manhole covers, which also can be moved around, and you can pop from one manhole to the next manhole as long as the cover's not on it.
Yeah, there's 2 manhole covers.
There's lots of ways to.
There are barricades, too, that part of some of the sections out can be blocked by the police.
Right.
So you've got to sort of play it as Jack to get it to where you have sort of 3 or 4 characters all in running position. So hope on your next turn you get one of them.
But not together, because if the investigators aren't together, then they're seen, and you can't escape.
Yeah. At the end of the turn, if they're seen or not seen, the character's got a colored side and a black and white side. And this is how you start narrowing down who Jack might be. Is if Jack's, say Jack says he's seen, you can say, okay, all these characters are off on their own. So all the ones that are seen are beside a light or another character, you can flip them over to the black and white side and say, okay, I know, or actually no, flip the ones that are on their own, you would flip over to the black and white side. So you know those ones are not Jack.
It's the way the investigator can eliminate the possibilities.
Yeah. And then you, when you figure out, or you think you've figured out who Jack is, or if you've actually narrowed it down to one character, you can land on
use an investigator to move on to the other investigator.
And then go and accuse that investigator of being Jack.
And if Jack is really lucky and the investigators are wrong, then Jack will win that way. But generally that's how Jack wins this game, especially if you're playing with experienced players, because it is insanely hard to win as Jack. I don't know if Jack has ever actually won.
Yep.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, not very often, though.
Not very often at all.
No, I won as Jack the first time, and I think it's partially luck, too. Yeah, I was playing against you, and the first time I'd say, I got away! Let's do that again. Didn't get away the second time.
No.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to narrow it down, like the characters down by half each round, you're doing really well, and you're probably going to catch Jack before you can escape. Especially if you catch him in the light or next to another investigator.
Wrapping up for Mr. Jack. So the theme, it works for what it is, but it really doesn't fit a light game because it is Jack the Ripper, which is not really a light subject. I mean, they called him Mr. Jack and they made everything really cutesy, cartoony, but you're still talking about someone who's supposed to be murdered, 5 or 6 women in the Whitechapel district,
at least
grisly murders, and was never caught. So maybe that's not the best theme for a light game like this, but that is the theme and it all works well together. The idea that you could be caught and there are people reporting on you all around, which is sort of how it would be in London, except you just have that whole metagame. You could see the whole thing and be sort of like almost like the controllers and do, I see him there, I've got a little more technology than they had then, where they're all just all running around blowing their whistles when they found a dead body, which was not that helpful. But so the theme is there. Easy to play. Yeah, I mean, the powers are all on the cards, and once you get used to the iconography, which is fairly simple, you'll get the powers right down. Who moves when and how many times is all on a track down the side, so it tells you when Jack moves, when the investigators move, and when that alternates, what cards come up. And fun to play. It can be a tense little game for something that's supposed to be light. So it can be really fun, especially when you have like 2 or 3 people positioned. Any one of these can run off as long as nothing goes wrong, and then they turn a damn light on. No, and they move the friggin' manhole cover. Stop it! Okay, I'm gonna have to wait for next time. Yeah. So yeah, I will give this. I mean, it's 2-player. That is also both a good thing and a bad thing. If you only have a couple of people, great. If you have a bigger group, it's not going to get out very often because it's a 2-player. Nobody wants to wait around. So I will give it an 8.
It's a 2-player game. It's a good game. It's relatively quick. Like, it's only like a half hour. I mean, you can obviously hum and haw a little bit longer on it, but yeah, it hits what it's supposed to hit. It hits all the marks. The rule book is just tons of languages, which is cool, and the rule book is very clear and actually gives you hints in the rule book. So, I don't think we give enough props to good rule books. This is a good rule book. There's lots of bad ones. Yeah, I'll have to give this one an 8 as well.
Yeah, like Craig said, yeah, it's a fun sort of light game, but it is tense, and it's kind of odd that it's based on such a dark subject, but it's like very cartoonish in that. It kind of reminds me, like, again, like game some of us like to play, not everybody, called Secret Hitler. Again, based on a very dark character, person, and event in history and that, but it's a light, kind of fun game, but it's like you almost feel teeny bit guilty playing it.
They're very different games.
Just because of what they base it on. But yeah, they're very different games, but I like this one because I like chase games. I like deduction games and stuff like that, like Whitechapel or the what's that new version of Whitechapel, Whitehall or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's one I want to pick up too. But this one I like. It is tense, especially for Jack, because Jack is right. He doesn't win that often. But I like the mechanics of it. It's a fun 2-player. I don't have a lot of 2-player games myself, but this is Chris's copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at least we get to play it with him the odd time, or whoever pops over.
I picked this up in a math night.
Yeah, I like the mechanics. I like the gameplay. Even though it's based on a dark subject like that, it's quite fun. And I'm going to give it, let's see, I'll give it an 8 as well.
So that's it for another episode of the Gamers Table. Tune in next time to review another game.
This is what we do.
Hey, they finally remember.
Oh, hi. You caught me in between recipes here. Just wanted to be a couple things to show you. So how about, like, this? That's right. Now we have Cooking with Greg merch for you to get. Hey, maybe I'm thirsty. I could use something. That's not it. That's the trophy for winning 4th place in the provincial Works Canadian Master Chef. Well, I suppose you could drink out of that, but really, put that over there. So really, I could use something to drink. Look at that! We have glasses too. So now you finish watching the video, head on over to the merch store and pick up some stuff and represent. Do it. See you next time.